see you today. I just want to make some really good progress in today's session. I just want to go over and cover a few points that we discussed in the lesson today, and really sort of highlight some of the areas that we discussed in order to improve the consistency of your pitching. The video here on the left hand side is what we took right at the start of the session, and the video on the right is what we looked at, and the areas that we discussed towards the end of the session to make this striking much more consistent. So I've just put a line up there on the left hand side just to highlight your head position in your setup of that pitch shot. You can see there that your head is directly over the top of the golf ball. Hands are nicely in front of the golf ball there, which is good, but you can just see a little bit more flex there in that right knee, which looks to me just making the weight favour that right hand side just a little bit too much. So during the golf swing, see there as your head, everything just moves a little bit to the right of the centre line, which is not a problem because it returns right back to where it started. One of the areas we did discuss was the flicking action there of your wrist, which gives you that lifting sensation, or the lift that you're trying to get the golf ball up into the air with. So your hands on this occasion, your hands stop moving forward, that flick of your wrist takes over. But what we mentioned with the flicking of your wrist is that the club comes into the ball a little bit too shallow, causing you to catch the ground first before the ball, or if you miss the ground, you catch the ball halfway up and spin it, and the ball goes a lot further than you'd like it to. So the areas that we did change, if you look here on the right hand side now, we've made your weight position favour the left hand side more, so it's about 60 to 40% of your weight favouring that left hand side. We've also moved the ball position back in your stance a touch, so it's now just on the inside of your right foot. Now if you look at the red line, what that does in particular is it moves your body position forwards of the golf ball, so now your head is in front of the golf ball. What this is going to do when you start to make your swing is it's going to make sure that the club comes into the golf ball on a descending blow, so you're hitting down into the golf ball, not trying to lift it. So we now take you through this swing. Again, your head just moves back to the right just a fraction, but again you're able to return back to the position where it started. And once again here you've got a slight flicking action of the wrist, again trying to scoop that golf ball up into the sky. But the reasons why the golf shots are more consistent is the position of your body at impact. Your head is in front of that golf ball and the club is working down into the ball itself, so you're striking down into that golf ball. So even though you've got a little bit of a flicking action of your wrist, you're still striking down into that golf ball, which is creating a much more consistent striking through impact. So the next area we discussed was once you've got these positions set in stone, so the striking of the shots are much better and more consistent, you can then work on the length of your golf swing to gauge how far you're going to hit that shot. So again, we talked about standing in the middle of a clock face and swinging to 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Again, that's going to judge how far you're going to hit that golf ball on a regular basis. So if you keep working on those drills, if you've got any problems, just give me a call or just call me up at the golf club sometime. But good luck with it all, and I look forward to seeing you again.